Well, I want to keep this video short so that you can work it into your busy schedule, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to say thanks for all that you do as a camera tech on the Praise team. But before I do that, I did want to just have you stay tuned to the end of this video. Things are improving as we move into the new building, and I want us to make sure that we maintain a culture of continuous improvement. It's going to be a huge part of the Camera Tech ministry. I value what you think, and at the end of this video, I'm going to give you the opportunity to let me know what your thoughts are. So stay tuned. I'm glad for your humble heart of service. You know, I was about to say your unseen ministry, but the reality is everyone sees what you do in your ministry. Every shot that you make becomes an opportunity for people to connect with the power of God's message. And I don't take what you do for granted. On a typical pre-COVID Sunday morning, you know, I would not always have the chance to visit with you directly, but I don't want you to think that I don't notice the importance of what you bring to the worship ministry. We are on the edge of an exciting time in the worship ministry at Northside. The new building is wrapping up, and that will afford us new opportunities and approaches to the way that we do what we do. Obviously, there's going to be a few changes along the way, as I'm sure you would expect. But as Aaron Brockett says, healthy things grow, and growing things change. So as it relates to those changes for the Camera Tech team, I wanted to talk about where we've been, where we're going, and how we're going to get there. First of all, let's talk about where we've been. The Camera Tech role has been a really good entry point into volunteering for the tech team. For the most part, it's been a pretty simple production and a pretty manageable rotation. I refer to this rotation as the monthly rotation, the monthly approach. It means that you serve 1 month on and 1 month off just in the one service. When we added the third service a few years ago, the rest of the team went to a weekly rotation, meaning that they only served one Sunday a month, 1 week a month, but they served for all of the services that morning, all 3 services. And though this was a really big change for the team, within a couple months, we learned how much we preferred this rotation. The Camera Tech team stayed on the monthly rotation because with how we were shooting things at the time, it really did not make sense to ask tech to stay for all 3 services when it could be done fairly easily by just popping in and taking some directions to capture fairly simple shots. Clean, but simple shots. So that's where we've been. Let's talk about where we're going. I want you to become aware of a ministry rotation change that will be taking place very soon. Now, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I've only talked with a few of you about it. So for many of you, this might be the first time that you've even heard about this. And for that, I'm actually really sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't communicate this sooner. I've dragged my feet for too long on this project. It always went to the back burner, but COVID, I think, has taught us how vitally important it is that our online viewing be as good as it can possibly be. It's absolute best. I know you want it to be its best. So here's what I have in mind moving forward. I'm going to propose that we would move to a weekly rotation. As we go into the new worship center, we're going to be going to 2 services. And I'm proposing that the camera techs would stay on for both of those services, but they would do so for only 1 week a month. Now that sounds simple enough, but I want you to know that I'm also asking that our camera techs be at rehearsal on Thursday nights at 5:30. I've not ever said that they need to be there before, but I think we've seen how valuable a well-done camera production can be when everything is timed and blocked and sequenced as it should be, and that can only happen at rehearsal. So I'm going to propose that we move to a weekly rotation where you serve for both services on that Sunday and that you come to the Thursday night rehearsal at 5:30. I realize that this change is pretty big, and you're going to have to look at your calendar to see if you can accommodate this. I just want to encourage you to please visit with me. And I'm open to having those conversations about this. I just want to make sure that we maintain a culture of continuous improvement, okay? So that's the big change. Now, for the most part, that's where we're going to go as we move into the new building, a weekly rotation where you serve just 1 Sunday a month, but for both services and being at rehearsal on Thursday nights. That's pretty much it. But here's the obvious question. How are we going to get there? We know where we've been, we know where we're going, but how are we going to get there? Well, I want to encourage you to do 3 things. Pray, think, talk. Pray, think, talk. Pray about your role. Really. Seriously, pray, seek the Lord's wisdom to know how you can best steward the talents that He's giving you. What is He calling you to do? Think about it. Think for a while about anything that might be a potential red flag. And I use the word potential on purpose because sometimes at first something seems like a red flag, like a problem, but really it's just something that we have to think through and process. And then we realize, oh, it's not really a red flag at all. And then last of all, talk. Talk with me about the rotation. Talk with your family to see if this change is going to work for you. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page moving forward. June, the month of June, is going to be different. That's the best way I can put it. June is going to be different. Here's what I'm going to ask for the month of June. Because June 7th, the very first Sunday of the month, we will begin our regathering process. I'm going to ask that for all the Sundays in the month of June, as we get ready to move into the new building, that we would have 3 camera techs, and that would be 2 in the back in the normal positions, and then 1 down front for kind of a roving camera down on the floor to get some shots that we've kind of become accustomed to seeing in the last couple months. Even the camera techs in the back will need to know that they need to increase their movements and the speed of their shots and the speed of which those shots are changing to give us the quality that we've experienced for the last few months. With 3 techs on a weekly rotation, that means that you would serve for one Sunday at the 8:30 and 10:45 services, maybe the 1 p.m. service if that's needed. We don't even know yet. We're waiting on responses from the church to come in to see if we even need a 1 p.m. service. But for just that one Sunday during the month of June, I need 3 techs for each of those Sundays to serve for the services that we're going to have that day. Once we move into the new worship center, you're going to be hearing more from me. We can reevaluate this rotation and make adjustments from there. Here's the last thing I need you to do. Please fill out the survey. There's a survey linked as a part of this email or as a part of the webpage, however I post this. It's going to quickly let me know where you stand in all of this. Some of you know right away. You just know, hey, this is going to work for me, and you can let me know that right now. Others of you do need to pray about it. You do need to think about it and talk about it so that you can just note that as well. Let me know that. Please let me know as soon as you possibly can, and don't hesitate to reach me directly with your questions. So take a moment right now, fill out that survey to the best of your ability. Your voice in this is really important to me. And last of all here, I realize that these are some big changes that are coming our way. Please don't look at these changes as problems, but rather as opportunities to grow. Because for the last couple months, or even longer before COVID, the band, the vocalists, and some individuals on the tech team have already been making these changes and growing and taking steps. So it's time for the camera tech team to jump in and do the same. I can't wait to hear from you. I value your thoughts. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to seeing how the changes that we're making are really truly going to help people connect with the message of Christ, help them connect to Christ and to one another all the more. So thanks for what you do. Keep serving Him well, and I look forward to talking with you more about this.